So let's take a look at our self-service and leave management by logging in as Michelle Dawson. And you will see that Michelle has a limited view through her self-service, which gives her access only to a certain set of applications, but she does have a lot of the workflow and some other activities available. Now we're going to just focus on leave management and time off. So we're going to log in and look at her leave request for Michelle. And we're going to do a new leave request. And what you see here is that the system is giving me the ability to enter the start date of my time off, and then I have a choice to look at my different types of time off or leave policies and the number of days that I have available. This is basically your balance. Could be in days or could be in hours, depending on how you want to work. I'm going to put in 3 hours here of administrative leave and go ahead and request that. Now, in fact, what I did is I went in and put in a request already, but I forgot to include the reason and maybe some other information. So I'm going to go back in and update that real quick. And you can see here that I have the ability to enter a reason. And you can also see that I can see the system has updated the time that I will start my leave and when I will return. Now I'm going to just put in my reason. And the reason will be that I need to take some time off to deal with some paperwork for my previous job. I can also attach a document here, which I'm not going to do in this case, but if there was a need for that, I could do that right here and right now. So what I'm going to do is proceed to update this request again that I just entered earlier. And what has happened now is that my leave request has been submitted to my supervisor, and it is now under review. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a look at what the supervisor will see. The supervisor here is Barbara. So let me go ahead and log in as Barbara. And you will find that Barbara has a lot more access. She's a supervisor. She has a lot of other applications going on. And she also has workflow that is waiting for her intervention and approval. You see there's quite a list of people that have requested time off that are pending approval with Barbara. One example here is Amy Jackson. And I'll just show you how simple it can be to approve. It looks very much like the original leave request that Amy submitted. All she needs to do as the supervisor is scroll down and click the approve button. That's all it takes really. The system has already validated the fact that she has the required number of days or time off in her balance, so there's no issue there. Now instead of me going and approving one by one, there's another option, but first let me take a look at Michelle's request, which is the original request that you saw me enter. You will see that there too I just need to hit the approve button, and you will see in the meantime the reason why the request was put in the first place, the fact that she needed to look at some paperwork for a previous job, and everything is there really for the supervisor to review. Now there's another way that you can approve time off or leave requests. Instead of doing them one by one, you can look at the batch approval, in which case you can filter all the leave requests, or you can just select all of them depending on how many you've got. You can see clearly who's asking for time off when, and with a single click of a button you can approve all of them in one shot, and the system will go ahead and process, and the job is done. So everything really depends on your environment in which you're operating and what it is that you need. Now instead of just going ahead and approving this, maybe the supervisor wanted to take a look at the overall leave plan of her department, and therefore what she's going to be looking at is a full overview that shows her all the people in her group or her department that are taking time off. And you see I have different acronyms and different colors for every type of leave. I have a convention leave and vacation, administrative leave, and so on. And Barbara has the ability to look at her subordinates, which is the list that you're looking at right now, and really view on a calendar view what's going on and who's going to be going when, so that you don't have any unnecessary overlap. In fact, the same thing would be available to employees. You can see your own leave plan as Barbara. You can see the same information for your department or for your team. Each view is different. The team versus department versus direct reports or subordinates is a different look and of what exactly you're looking at. Now, this will basically give you much better information to make that decision on whether or not you're going to approve a particular time off request for an employee. Beyond that, of course, the supervisor has the ability to look at her own leave requests or put in her own leave requests. And I just wanted to point out one more thing there, which is that the every employee has the ability to view a history of their own leave requests. So at the time when they're putting in their leave request, they can see for themselves when was the last time that they took time off. Now, if you're operating in a country where it is common to provide an air ticket, for example, for employees that are going on a specific type of leave, then you can also track that information. Obviously, that's very unique to particular countries, so it is a feature that you can turn on or turn off depending on the country in which you're operating. But the system will give you the ability to track any additional information that's relevant for the type of leave that an employee is requesting. And of course, you've got all the leave history for every employee who's putting in their leave requests. And beyond that, they can look at leave plans whenever they go and put in a leave request, both the employee and the supervisor themselves. Keep in mind that a supervisor or an employee has other capabilities in leave management that they can access through their self-service and their self-service requests. And that means beyond the normal leave request, they can put a leave return, which means the resumption of duty that you're tracking, whether or not an employee is coming back at the time that they had initially indicated they'll be coming back. You can put in a leave plan, which is an initial plan at the start of the year that tells you exactly when you're planning on going on leave, and against that plan you will put in your leave requests during the year, your time off requests. And beyond that, you also have the ability to put in pay in lieu of leave requests, which means that for the balance that you didn't use up during the financial period, you can go in and put in a request, and once that gets approved, the system will automatically process this through the payroll and will ensure you get paid for what you need. So there's a lot of options under leave management, and we just focused on the key ones right now, and we'll show you more in future presentations.